Megan Hicks of I Run Far. I'm with Darcy Piceu. It's a couple days after the 2021 Jemez 50 mile down in New Mexico, which you won. Hey, Darcy, congratulations. How are you?
Thanks. I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're talking to each other across Colorado. You're at home in Boulder?
Yep.
Awesome. It's a couple days after your win down at Jemez. How's your body feeling?
It's coming back around. Yeah, I felt pretty good. I wasn't too sore. I had forgotten how hard that race can be. We were just talking about how the race seems to change every year, and they had a massive fire above town years ago, and so that's impacted the course over the years. So, but it's quite a lot of elevation gain and loss, which is great training for Hardrock. And yeah, it was a really well run race. I like this. I like the kind of down home feel to it. And yeah, no, I feel good. I wasn't too sore. My knees are definitely not super happy after that, but so most of my recovery revolves around sort of bringing my knees back to health again.
Got it. You mentioned your knee. I think I saw on social media a couple months ago a photo of a very swollen knee, like an actually injured knee. That was a part of your end of COVID weird running time story, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I was in training. I was training a lot this winter and last winter for that, that crazy unknown race that we're not supposed to talk about.
That we
And
don't mention.
we don't talk about the name. Um, and yeah, I had come off of a really big training week and nothing, there was no acute injury. There was nothing, I didn't fall. I didn't do anything specifically to it, but I woke up one day, it was really hurting. And then progressively got worse and inflamed. It ended up having a bunch of fluid in it, having to drain out the fluid, get cortisone, et cetera, et cetera. And it turns out just bad arthritis in both of my knees. And I'm just trying to still kind of figure out how to manage that and what that looks like moving forward. So, but
But
it was really nice to race again and to just start, kind of ramping things back up. So,
yeah, it's been such a strange time with the absence of races for so long. What was it like putting on a bib and like running with purpose of like trying to finish the race as fast as you can? Like, talk about that for a second.
yeah, it was really fun. I drove down, we're about 6.5 hours from Los Alamos. So I drove from Boulder to Los Alamos on a Friday and got there, late Friday, checked in, did all that stuff. And it was a very kind of quick in and out for me. Drove in Friday, raced Saturday, drove home Sunday. Which is like fairly typical for me. I try to kind of go in and race and come back and just be really efficient with my time so that I don't lose a lot of time with my daughter. And this was the last week of school. Both I work in a middle school part-time and she's in a middle school. So for the first time this year. And so we had a busy week this week. But it was great. I'm not answering your question about racing again, but it was really fun to pin on a race bib again and to be around other racers and runners. The field definitely spread out pretty quickly. I think I ran with a couple of guys kind of on and off throughout the day, and that was fun. Just getting to kind of chat with other people. And I think everyone was pretty excited to be out there again. And I was telling you earlier that I took a wrong turn. I got lost for I think in total, probably 30 minutes or more. I had lost my place. So I spent time getting caught back up to all the people that had passed me. So I'm glad that I'm doing a couple races leading up to Hardrock, and I'm glad that I'm doing that so that I'm hopefully getting all of these mistakes behind me, kind of going through all the things that you're not supposed to do when you're racing. out of the way, and then I'll I'll show up to Hardrock a little more prepared.
It's like the year and a half break of racing has turned everybody back into ultra rookies again.
Totally. Yeah, I just was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. Like I love it's, and Jemez, not I would say not as minimal as Hardrock, but I do love that kind of like minimal markings and all that stuff. But the confidence markers also feel really nice. When you see them, you're like, oh yay!
I'm
And
on course.
yeah, so it was a good reminder. Like if you've gone 15 minutes needing a marker out checking to see where you are. So yeah.
You've mentioned Hardrock a couple times. This is what you're building up to. I think this is going to be your 8th start of Hardrock. Is that right?
Yeah.
How exciting is it to be able to, do Hardrock again?
Gosh, I'm really excited. It's, of course, it's evolved over the years, and it's a little different. And who knows what it's going to feel like this year, because I'm sure things will feel a little different. But just because of the pandemic and COVID and how we have to sort of manage that. But I'm really excited. I'm just excited to be back in the San Juans again and be running through the mountains, and excited to see the community again. And yeah, I'm really excited for it.
You ran the 2017 edition, and then I think you didn't get picked, or you were pretty far down the wait list for the 2018 edition. And then did you volunteer at Kroger's Canteen in 2018?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So what's it going to be like?
Oh my gosh, we had so much fun up there, and yeah, I think it was like me. It was like me, Diana, Anna. So all like a group of women who had all won the race before, and then like Joe Grant and Scott Jaime and Jason Poole and Rock Horton, of course, and the whole crew that's up there. That was just so much fun, and it was such an awesome experience to learn what really goes into that aid station and how much work goes into it, and like how many loads of 50-pound packs we had to carry up there to get all the pierogies and tequila on top of the pass. It's a lot of work. And I get sad thinking about the fact that might not be a part of this year's Hardrock, because we're not sure about whether or not that can happen. So that is a big loss, I think. I would like to try and figure out a way to still make Kroger's happen. That's sort of a mission that I have, because Rocco is retired, and I would like to hopefully make sure that still happens. It won't be the same, but I think that's such a cool part of the race.
What I feel like this is different a little bit for everybody, but what is it that draws you back to keep coming back to Hardrock?
Well, I feel like you and I have even had this conversation before. Probably a bunch of times before, after Hardrock. I think so much of it is the community. People talk about the Hardrock family, and it's not like that it's like this good old boys. It's that there really is truly a community of people that have been going there for a really long time. And there's a lot of bonds that have been formed, and those are all really special. And for me, I've been going down to the San Juans for many, many years. I was an Outward Bound instructor in the San Juans, and now I've been running the race. I volunteered. Well, I would pace friends for years, even prior to me running it. So I've just been going down there for so many years. So it just feels like it's like tradition now. And I don't know what July would be like if it didn't involve, coming down to Silverton and spending time down there running around.
The Hardrock family has gotten to see your daughter Sophia grow up over the years.
She's like
I
to here now.
is she in all of her tall self coming to Hardrock this year?
Yeah, yeah, she is. She would not miss it now at this point. I know she's 5 feet tall. She keeps reminding me that she's hit 5 feet. I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Could you please
Yeah,
stop growing for a little while, please?
I know. Like she was a baby in our arms. So that's, which to me, it's like, that's such a cool progression. And I know, there's others who have that experience with their children. And, I got to talk to Blake Wood's daughter after Jemez, and, she's going to be down there pacing him this year. And
Awesome.
so there's lots, that like also the extended family for a lot of people. So, and kind of expanding out towards everyone's larger family. Yeah.
I think that's a great way to end this interview. Congrats to you on your win at Jemez last weekend. And I, for one, am excited to see you run Hardrock in a couple of months.
Thank you.
Congrats.